What's up, guys? Welcome to Wing of the Week. We're back with the classic segment, the OG. And we're back with, this might be a little spicy because I got to nominate people that are like, some of my closest friends. Like, fellow podcast hosts. One of these guys is going to be the best man at my wedding. Junior, Ariel, and Eunice. I mean, I'm sorry. I have to nominate you for Wing of the Week. I just have to. And not, I know what everyone's thinking. Oh, Mark's the DC guy. He's going to, he's flaming them because they had something bad to say about Peacemaker. Listen, I totally understand people's gripes with it. I understand. I understand for the most part, like the actual gripes with the episode itself. I'm not here to debate you on that. Did I think it was slightly better than everyone? Yeah, I did. I think it set up a lot of interesting things that also don't have to be, you don't have to know about Peacemaker itself to actually understand what the things that they set up. But I'll get more into that when we do our podcast on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on YouTube here on our channel. But yeah, man, I mean, I wasn't there for last week. I was out. So I pulled some clips just in case you guys also didn't watch. So let's start with clip number 1. All right? Let's start with clip number 1. I'm going to put my headphone on here so I can hear it. All right? Here we go.
Yo, nothing happened.
I've been saying this all season.
All right, you're bugging. All season is crazy.
Slight redemption there
that
for
Nazi
Junior.
Shit was super underwhelming.
He almost got
too.
full redemption.
That shit kind of blew mine. Like that episode that I watched when I was off. Like when I was catching up, I was just like, so they didn't do anything in the dimension. Like nothing happened. They didn't help free anybody up. Like they just got out of there.
You might be cooking.
Like okay.
I think.
All right, let's just address that one, right? I mean, my God. My God. Okay, Outlook just said it's updating something. Okay, my God. I mean, nothing happened. Nothing happened, he said. All season, Ariel said all season long, nothing happened, which on its face is just absolutely insane. But what did you want them to do in the Nazi world? Like, let's say he's, we'll take his episode 7 issue. What did you want him to do? Did you want him to kill the entire planet? Like, they're all, like, you know what I mean? It's a whole other dimension. The best case scenario is to just leave and then just shut the door, man. You're not Superman. Like, you can't, what is he going to do? Like, I get it. It's like, it sounds crazy to say that, maybe. But, bruh, like, how can he actually legitimately handle all of that? There's no way. There's no way. Also, nothing happened in the finale. Let's talk about that gem that everyone's been saying online. Nothing happened. So obviously, you have all the character arcs that I think reached a great moment, which, like Peacemaker finally coming to grips with his own struggles and demons. You have Harcourt also doing the same. You have Adebayo also doing the same. Moving on, accepting what is reality and moving on. You have, like, that's all great. Then you have Lex also pulling the strings behind the scenes for Rick Flag Sr. Then you have the prison in the alternate dimension that is also obviously very big in the comics. I mean, I don't get it. I get it. Like, yeah, it didn't have cameos, and yeah, he did allude to some cameos. And I'm not saying Gunn made all the right decisions when, like, promoting it. Was it overhyped by him? Probably, yeah, I would agree with that. But at the same time, I've been hearing before this, oh, James Gunn, he's capping. Every time he talks about one of his projects, it's always the best project he's ever done. Oh my God. Well, yes, I don't think he's capping because I think he created those things. I think he has a special attachment to them that we will never understand because we're not him. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that sounds like a cop-out, but I just truly feel like that. He created it. He has this attachment to it, so he views it in a different way than we do. But that's just clip one, right? That's just clip one. You know? I have one more clip, and then we'll get back to that. Okay, let me put my earbud on again. Hold on.
Like as an episode, this is the problem where we said James Gunn needs some constraints or someone at the top telling him like, yo, relax. There were like more than 3 or 4 needle drops in this episode with slow-mo dance sequences. That is not something that should be in an episode. Like not even in a movie, I don't think you should have that much sequences. You get like 1, maybe 2. Maybe 2.
Everyone is upset. Everyone's upset.
Insane. Yeah, it's a whole episode's montages. There was a whole fucking like sequence where it was like, we're not gonna take it playing.
We're not gonna take it. I was vibing.
Like, what is going on? Can I hear the fucking like? What are they talking about? This was like all style, no substance. The scene just fucking.
Noah Mondale still gave this episode a he for the whole season as well. Close to wavy, to be honest. Wow. Okay, Noah, the gun didn't jam for Noah.
I mean, look, this was, I think, the most egregious thing I've heard the entire time, like throughout the pod. And also, and again, this is not just them. I'm using them kind of like as a proxy. This is like all the people that are hating on like Gunn and all that stuff. And like, again, I there are valid things, criticism. I'm not saying there's not. Like for one, when they were talking about the needle drops, yeah, probably a little bit too much there. You probably went a little OD. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, like I understand. I understand this episode was not the best finale we've ever seen. It was not that. And it could have been better potentially, right? Like I can agree with you there. But here's the thing that I find frustrating. The idea that James Gunn now needs someone above him to tell him, "Yo, man, you got to chill out. You got to chill, bro." Like, who would that person be? We just went through this. Like, with Warner Brothers, the past generation, the studio constantly stepping in and ruining films. Like BVS, whether you like it or not, I don't care. I'm just using that as an example. BVS, even by the haters, the people who hate BVS, they all agree that BVS Ultimate Edition is a better version of the movie. Whether they still don't like it, but they can agree that it's a better movie still than the theatrical cut. Do you think Zack Snyder wanted to cut all that stuff out, or do you think he was made to cut all that shit out? He was made by the studio. Like, we just went through this, guys. We did. I can't be the only one who remembers this. Who were all like, man, the studio, man, they're interference, like blah blah blah. And we've seen it with Disney. With Marvel, the studio stepping in and saying no. The studio heads, the suits, stepping in and saying, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. And so if I had a pick between James Gunn as it is now, or DC as it is now, right? Or DC before, I'm choosing DC now every single time. I don't understand. And again, it's one freaking episode. We're going to forget about Creature Commandos. We're going to forget about the Suicide Squad. We're going to forget about Peacemaker Season 1 and the majority of Season 2. Like, why? Why are we going to forget about all that stuff and say, yo, this one episode has proven to me that James Gunn needs someone who's above him telling him what to do and what he can't do? That's bull. That's a bunch of bull. Like, come on, man. And I'm only passionate about this because I love DC. Yeah, you can take that with however you want. Paint me as biased. Don't care. I love DC. So I don't want to see it go back to where we were at, where the studio's stepping in and being like, no, you're not going to do that. I'll take James Gunn if he delivers, 5 great things, great projects, and then like one episode of like questionable decisions. Not even terrible, just questionable. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. There's no scenario where I'm not. So I think the criticisms there are valid criticisms out there. Again, like I've been saying, because I really don't want you to take this as like, oh, he's just a DC, guy. Like, he's just, riding for the DC. Like, nah, like I can be critical, and have been, and I'm going to be critical on the podcast because I'm recording this on a Wednesday, Thursday night. There are going to be criticisms I have, but also I can say that it's been overblown. If you call it mid-episode, and we're saying all this shit, he needs higher ups. He needs to be held accountable. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. Like, you can have criticisms. That's fine. But, like, tone it down, man. Tone it down. Like, my God. I watched this also late, too, right? So I'll paint that picture for you, too. I watched this episode on... Oh, well, today, actually. Or no, it's this morning. Wednesday morning. And now, like, on October 15th. So this, obviously, episode dropped last Thursday. And everyone was talking about it like, yo, oh my God, this is so bad. This was utter ass, I read. I think it was in our group chat. Someone said, utter ass. Nothing happened. There's nothing to spoil. Nothing happened. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And, and one last thing before I end my rant. I know people have been saying, yo, like, James Gunn said you didn't have to watch everything to, like, understand what the next project is. Like, how come he's setting up this thing? Let's play it out, right? So let's say you never watched Peacemaker season 2, and you go into Man of Tomorrow, and let's say we obviously don't know what the plot is, but, like, I'm just gonna make something up, right? They go to the prison that's in the alternate dimension, right? We go there, and Peacemaker's there. And they're like, what the fuck is Peacemaker doing there? It takes a one-line dialogue. Yeah, I was stuck here by Rick Flag Sr. Boom, boom, boom. Like, and then, you know how in comics, like, it's like, if you ever read a comic, and it's like a ongoing storyline type of thing, that kind of, storylines will cross over to other characters' comic stories and stuff, right? Excuse me. And if a thing happens in those other storylines and you're reading it in another character storyline, like let's say it's Batman and Superman, you're reading something in Batman and it references something that happened in a Superman comic. It says, if you want to know what happened, read blah 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 issue blah blah, right? And that's fine. That's the end of it, because it's never a pivotal part of the movie, or sorry, not the movie, of the story in that comic. So I think that will be a similar case to what we're going to see in Man of Tomorrow, where you don't need to watch Peacemaker season 2 to understand what happens in the movie. That's what I mean. And like, it'll be something extra for the people that do watch it, but it can be both. It can both be that and also not feel like homework for people who don't want to watch the TV shows, that just want to watch the movies. That's fine. You'll still understand what's happening, and so will the people that watched all the other stuff. You can do both, guys. Breathe. I know DC's been on a crazy high, so we experienced our first maybe kind of a bump, I guess. I know, I get it. But just relax. And to Junior, Eunice, and Ariel, calm down. Relax. Please. I believe in you. I love you guys. I do. I truly do. But be better.